audience participation presentation. So I'm going to have everybody stand up. You've been sitting for a little over an hour maybe. And then just kind of stretch. Just kind of get your body kind of relaxed and get all those kinks and tight muscles kind of worked out a little bit. Okay? And I know some of you may not have the physical ability to do some of the things I'm going to ask you to do. Just do the best you can. But what I'm going to try and do is give you an experiential experience with the presentation today. So if you wish, now you can sit down. I just want to get the blood circulating off your buttocks a little bit. And okay, my personal experience when I was in undergrad, I was in a research program. We were studying the effects of a marine toxin that was taken from coral and how it affected skeletal muscle. So I was working in the physiology lab at UH. And when I got into medical school, one of my classmates, Dr. Alan Suyama now, he's an anesthesiologist at Honolulu. He had a black belt in Aikido, so he took a bunch of our classmates and we went to the dojo and practiced. At the end of each practice, we sat down and did breathing meditation. And in that process, our minds were focused on what we call the one point. Essentially, it's the dantian. It's the second chakra. It's a couple of fingers below your belly button. And it was interesting because when I got to Penn State, in my surgical training, we were working with sewing rat femoral arteries and veins together under a microscope. And I was the only guy that didn't have a tremor because the microscope magnifies any tremor. So, I mean, it was very difficult for a lot of my colleagues, but I didn't have any tremor. And they asked me why. I said, well, I just focused on my one point, and there was no tremor. So I became very fast and very facile in microsurgery. That actually got me promoted to the director of microsurgical replantation services at Penn State. So we were sewing fingers on maybe once or twice a week. The farmers there, they basically were, didn't have the carpentry skills to use the safety equipment properly, so they were lopping fingers off and sewing back on. Anyway, then when I got back to Honolulu in the early 90s, I wanted to continue my martial arts training because I could see how it applied to my practice and wanted to continue that. So I took up Tai Chi, and since 91, actually, I became an instructor and I've been teaching ever since. So Tai Chi is roughly translated as the grand ultimate. And Tai Chi Chuan, the grand ultimate fist, is the study of body mechanics with martial intent. In other words, they were using it as a martial art for personal defense. And it sounded a little pompous to me that they would call their martial art the grand ultimate. In other words, it was like the best. But actually, grand ultimate was pertaining to the Tao. And this is based on Taoist philosophy. So the Tao is the concept of nature, in a sense. So just as you understand the Chinese martial arts, they patterned after the mantis or the snake or the monkey or the tiger. Tai Chi was patterned after nature. So it is really the study of natural movement and body mechanics. And that's what I want you to understand. I'm trying to break down some of these myths that people have misunderstandings about Tai Chi. Now, some people watch Tai Chi, they think, oh, it's so smooth and beautiful, but I can't do it because I can't remember what the next move is. Well, the sequence is something should not be an impediment to you learning the principles of Tai Chi. If anything, there are 4 basic principles. Because it follows natural movement, what you want to do is follow your breath. Okay, it's just like the ocean coming up on the beach, and it comes up and then it goes out. Same thing, you breathe in and you breathe out. And that's the first principle. The second principle is slow down. We're in a rush world. We're just, running here, running there, got to get this done. Slow down. okay? Be more mindful about how you do things. Then lower your center of gravity, okay? A lot of what we do in our everyday life is up here. It's a mental thing. We're constantly challenging ourselves with the things that need to be done, what's coming up, what I have to do, where I have to be. A lot of times we call that the monkey mind, in the sense that it's like monkeys chattering in the trees, just kind of going at it, and pretty soon you don't know where you are. You have no idea what's next and what's coming. But meditative practice will actually calm that down. So what did I say? Follow your breath, slow down, lower center of gravity. Okay, the last principle is relax. Okay, a lot of this tension that is evident in everyday life causes muscular contraction and tension. And as you may have experienced as we get older, we have to be a little bit more careful that we don't basically rush into something, trip, and then fall. So we want to actually be very aware of not tightening up. And for example, if you see somebody coming out of a car accident, okay, the driver who sees the car coming gets all tight and may actually end up with broken bones and things because of the tightness. The person that happens to be sleeping in the back seat doesn't tighten up and is usually fine. And this is why, you know, people that come into the emergency room after an accident, they're drunk, you know, basically no problem, no scratch. Okay, now how does Tai Chi relate to Parkinson's? The pivotal study was in 2012. The New England Journal of Medicine was the first study to show benefits in Parkinson's participants taking Tai Chi. They had 195 participants out of 4 cities in Oregon, and they divided them into 3 groups. One group did Tai Chi twice a week, another group did resistance training twice a week, and the other one was in a stretching program twice a week. Well, the Tai Chi group resulted in higher scores related to strength, movement control, balance, stride length, and reach. Both the resistance and Tai Chi groups had fewer falls. Now, since then, and this is 2012, so this is really, what, 7 years ago, this study came up, and since then, the subsequent studies have shown that Tai Chi was found to be twice as effective in reducing falls as the other balance-enhancing exercises that are being studied. So, when we look at balance, and this is where Tai Chi is very, again, looking at nature and balance is one of the key tenets. Balance, as we experience in our physical bodies, relate to 3 things. It's called the vestibular system. The inner ear has the semicircular canals. So you've got one canal that is in a horizontal plane, another canal that is in the sagittal plane, and then another canal in a coronal plane. Now those 3 canals have little stones in them. So depending on how you turn your head, those stones will roll around with gravity. And it'll actually tell you from each of the inner ears what your head position is, whether you're leaning forward, leaning back, and so forth. Second system is your vision, obviously. It tells you your relationship to the environment. Now, the third system is proprioception. This has sometimes been called the 6th sense. It is how you know spatial limb relationships, how you know where you are in space. So, okay, here's your second challenge. I'm going to have everybody stand up again. And I want you to, I'm just going to give you like the field sobriety test, okay? So you put one hand out in front of you, okay? And then take your index finger, touch your nose, okay? Put your hand out again, close your eyes, touch your nose. Did anybody miss? Okay, that's proprioception. Without the vision, okay, you can actually tell where your elbow, where your wrist, where your finger is in relation to your nose, okay? Then I want you to kind of close your eyes, tip your head to one side, and do the same. You're still going to be able to touch your nose. That's proprioception, okay? Now, here's the next test, and if you need to hold on to something, that's fine, but I want you to pick up one leg, okay? And get a sense of how stable, unstable you are, okay? And then pick up the other leg.
Same time.
Well, here's a challenge. Pick up both legs at the same time. Okay, now, I'm gonna challenge you, okay? Close your eyes and pick up one leg. Okay, it's a little bit more challenging because you don't have the visual sense. You're determining your position based on proprioception and your vestibular system in your inner ear. Okay. Okay. Now, I'm gonna do something. I want you to visualize not a sense of where the bottom of your shoe is in relation to the carpet. Okay. I want you to go down 1 foot. In other words, I want you to go through the carpet padding, through the floor, about 1 foot below. Okay. So imagine your root, if you would, extending down that deep, okay? Now, close your eyes, imagine your root is that far down, okay? And then pick up one leg, okay? And what you'll notice, or you may notice, is your stability is a little better, okay? So, what I teach in Tai Chi, you may all sit down. What I teach in Tai Chi is your root will actually develop as you practice. And it is something that is very inherent in the training of Tai Chi. Now, again, this issue of, oh, Tai Chi is hard because there's so many moves, I can't remember the moves. We're going to start really by simple moves, okay? Tai Chi as a science really developed about 1,500 years ago. And the Chen family actually started with, I guess, martial applications, practicing one move again and again and again. It's called flow motion. So I'm going to just demonstrate what I want you to do, and then I'm going to have everybody stand up and do it. Now, where you're at, it may be difficult to actually move around because of the chairs, but you know, imagine your weight all on one leg, okay? And imagine it filled with milk, okay? The other leg is empty. What I'm going to have you do is transfer the milk from that one leg into the other leg until that first leg is empty and weightless, okay? Then we're going to go back, filling that first leg. So basically this process, and if you want to imagine molasses or honey, that's even better. Because again, you're slowing down and you're moving the weight from one side to the other, okay? And if you do this on a regular basis, pretty soon what will happen is, and a lot of my Tai Chi students will tell me, oh, they're able to put their socks on one leg without actually having to sit down, okay? So it actually is developing that root that is important in balance, and we're utilizing primarily your proprioceptive system, which actually is the Golgi bodies at the musculo-tendinous junction. As those develop, what happens is in Tai Chi lingo, they say your chi is stored in your joint capsules and your ligaments. And I believe from a medical standpoint, it's that proprioceptive ability that needs to be improved. So, okay, everybody stand up and let's do that exercise now. Okay? So, you can actually just put your legs about shoulder width apart, focus on one leg, and as it's filling, the root goes down below the bottom of your feet, below your shoe, essentially. And then pretty soon you'll be able to pick up the weightless side. Then start filling the other way. And it's a slow transfer into the other side. Okay? Then that first side is weightless. Okay? And then a slow transfer back. Okay? So This is Tai Chi at its most basic essence. Again, when you connect your breath to this process, okay, you can inhale, exhale as you fill here, okay, inhale, exhale, filling the other side, okay, inhale, exhale, okay, and you'll get a sense where, okay, I feel my root, I feel the center of earth. If you can feel down that far, you're an expert, okay? Now, if you can't put one foot in front, one foot in back, again, it doesn't have to be, you know, a big stride, but filling the forward leg, exhale, and then filling the back leg, inhale. Forward, exhale, and coming back, inhale. Okay, this was the basis for the Shaolin monks warrior rehab, wounded warrior program. Okay, in other words, when they come back from battle, they're all bust up. They basically can't walk, and this was the first thing that they would do. This is their rehab program. Okay, and then you can switch legs. Again, we want to balance. So whatever you do to the right side, you want to do to the left side. Okay, inhale coming back, exhale coming forward. Okay, those 4 principles again: following your breath, slowing down, lowering your center of gravity, which is that root, driving down into the earth. And then what was the other one? Relax. Okay, so you don't want to, and in this way, what we're trying to do is actually get you to appreciate your body, because your body is the temple of your soul. So shouldn't we pay it more respect? Give it the attention it needs and the appreciation for working so hard for us. This is where I think the sort of the mission and the teaching at the Still and Moving Center is what I find so exciting. Still and Moving Center in Kakako is where I'm currently teaching Tai Chi, and we have you can all sit down. We have a booth out here. Come talk to us. We're giving away free classes, so you can sign up for that. But the idea is getting you more familiar with your body and how your body functions in relation to the environment, the earth, and nature. So this is, again, how Tai Chi can help in Parkinson's. And again, you don't have to get so complicated with, you know, all the various moves and make it difficult. It could be very, very simple. And it's simply transferring the center of gravity. Something like that. Are there any questions?
Doctor?
Yes.
How do you tell this word? You talk about proprioceptive ability.
Yes.
Correct?
Yes.
Is that, can I look this up? I need a definition of proprioceptive ability.
Yes.
Can you repeat the question?
Okay, the question was basically the word proprioception. P-R-O-P-R-I-O-C-E-P-T-I-O-N.
Use that in a sentence, please.
I feel like I'm in a spelling bee. Okay. There are other exercises that basically will enhance your proprioceptive abilities. Feldenkrais, Alexander techniques, juggling, if anybody's tried that. You know, they have those wobble boards you can work. Yoga, slacklining. I mean, there are a bunch of different exercises that will really enhance, but the key is movement. And the interesting thing, if you look at the Still and Moving Center logo, It's a calligraphic circle with a dot in the center. Dana, how are we doing on time?
You're good. We've got about 5 more minutes.
Okay. I'm gonna give you one more example, and everybody can do this. So I'm gonna have you stand up again, and I want you to put your hand on your 1 point, your Dan Tien. So basically, just at or below the belly button, okay? And I want you to mimic the motion of the semicircular canals in your ear, okay? So we're gonna start with the coronal plane, which actually is kind of like wax on, wax off, okay? So with your hand here, I want your belly button to move in that direction, okay? And get a sense of what's happening there. Now, this is essentially your physical center of gravity moving in this direction, okay? And then reverse, go the other way. And I tell my students, imagine you're a reverse bobblehead. So the head doesn't move, but your center is moving, okay? Then we're going to switch planes. We're going to go horizontal, okay? So we go horizontal this way. So this center of gravity is moving in a horizontal plane, okay? In burlesque, they call this the grind, okay? Wait, the bump's coming, okay? So the bump is the sagittal plane, so you kind of like go this way. So up, back, down, and bump, up, down, back, forward. I'm going to make burlesque dancers out of all of you. Okay, and then reverse. Back, up, forward, down. Okay? And if you can do this without moving your head, then what this does is actually gets all of the core muscles relaxed and coordinated, okay? You can't do this with tight muscles, so the more relaxed you are, the easier this will be. So this, again, those 3 planes, imagine a gyroscope, okay? You may all sit down. The gyroscope spins at very rapid speed, the axle is still, okay? That's what I like about that still and moving center logo. This energy is moving, but you don't see it because it's actually, the axle is still. So it's like you're in the eye of the hurricane. You're in the center. You're at that point of observation, witness, that you can see all the chaos flying around, but you are at center, at peace. Okay.